The Spanish Fork and Salem Area Chamber of Commerce is pleased to present Chamber Today. Here we discuss the who's, what's, and where's of our local business community. Welcome to Chamber Today with your host, Aaron Stern.
Coming up on Chamber Today, our guest will be Amy Lynn Gardner-Jones from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, also Mike McKell from McKell, Thompson & Hunter, and Brian Kessinger from the Utah Department of Workforce Services. We'll talk with Amy Lynn right after this short break. Welcome to Chamber Today. I'm Aaron Stern, a local business owner and also a member of the Board of Directors for the Spanish Fork and Salem Area Chamber of Commerce. Our first guest today is Amy Lynn Gardner-Jones of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Amy Lynn is also on the Board of Directors with the Chamber. Thanks for joining us, Amy Lynn.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here on our show. Yeah. So you've been a realtor a long time.
About 16 years.
Wow.
New construction before that.
Okay. So you've been in the industry a while.
Yeah, been around the block a little bit.
And also a second-generation realtor?
Yes. My mom was a realtor in Texas for 30 years, Galveston and Houston.
Oh, wow. That's great.
So I must be in the DNA in my blood, right?
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So tell us a bit about Berkshire Hathaway.
So I'm excited about Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah.
They bought all the Prudentials, so there's no Prudentials anymore.
They're all gone.
Right.
Okay.
We have a brand new office that's just opened in Pleasant Grove that will combine Orem and American Fork, so make it services easier. And we have a new one opening in Salem. Oh. To service Salem and Spanish Fork.
That'll be great for you.
So I'm really excited. I think it should be open in December.
Okay, where's that going to be?
Great. It's right by the gym that's in Salem, across from, right behind, I think, the
grocery store down by
about a little bit south of the grocery store.
Okay.
So pretty close to there. I don't know the exact address, but it's going to be great, to meet clients there. Yes.
So are you guys doing both residential and commercial out of there?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the guys, Russ Berry, is our commercial guy, and he'll be kind of heading up the office there. And then there's probably, I don't know, we have 5 to 10 realtors that are in South County.
Oh, wow.
But we all kind of, we're in our car, that's our office.
Yeah.
But it'll be nice to have a place to meet, centrally located, because Santaquin's getting really busy. Payson's really busy.
Great.
So get people to meet there.
And you recently set a pretty big milestone?
For me?
Yeah. Well, it's big for anyone,
well,
really.
It kind of all happened in 1 month, too, where I had that $2 million sales and earned my trip to Cancun and got the big old belt buckle that says you're the realtor for that month out of the whole office. It was a huge deal. I had no idea that was coming, and it was excitement for me.
Great.
I feel like that, that you've reached your goal.
Yeah.
It's really important.
So with the name Home Services, what does that entail? Like, what kind of services are you offering out of the office there?
Well, so I think what maybe sometimes business, when you talk about, they're a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway, I think everybody runs their business a little different. Okay. For me, I'm full service. I want to know that my sellers are happy, my buyers are happy, that I answer all their questions. You have young couples that are looking for their first home that don't know quite what they're doing. Yeah. People that are maybe selling their first home that have maybe been in there 17 years and never sold before. Okay. So you always want to treat people like maybe it's the first time for them and ask that question, because sometimes the market changes so much that they don't know what it is like now, but they knew what it was like 10 years ago.
Right.
So that full service is really just hopefully asking the right questions that you can really help them feel comfortable. It's all about having someone you can trust and having somebody you're comfortable with.
Great. And then also as part of that full service, you have a network to where somebody needs financing or home inspections or things that maybe you don't offer through your services, but will be needed to get that home closed and moved into.
Yes.
Okay.
We usually give them 2 or 3 inspectors to call.
Okay.
We usually give them, maybe the title company we use or a couple of lenders, because we want that to be their choice. Okay. But we want to offer those that we feel like will make the transaction smooth.
Okay, great.
Sure.
So what, as a first-time home buyer, what can you expect? Kind of take us, not necessarily step by step, but kind of give us an overview of what to expect.
I think sitting down with both the decision makers and feeling like, believe it or not, husbands and wives don't agree on everything.
You think?
So you want to sit down with them both so that you can see them together. I'm meeting with someone tomorrow night for that reason. And to get them ready. Most people will get ready for 6 months before they buy.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Is my credit score high enough? Can I buy? How comfortable am I? How do I get out of my lease? Maybe a lease isn't up till next March. And it really, most people need to look about 6 months before they buy. It's a big decision.
Yeah.
Lots of questions.
What about selling? Kind of the same timeline, or is it a little bit quicker sometimes?
Somebody just asked me today. We're supposed to meet with them tonight, and she goes, maybe we should wait till January to sell. But her husband will be commuting down to Vegas.
Oh, wow.
And I said, the fourth quarter. A lot of people want to move the fourth quarter. They want to be in before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
They want to be in before Christmas. It's a great time to sell.
Really? I've always been under the impression that you don't want to sell in winter.
I know.
Okay.
I think it's a little bit of maybe what we think because of our weather, but really it's a great time because a lot of people are moving. They also have the time. Sometimes people have off 2 weeks at Christmas.
Okay.
And that is a
makes
big
sense.
thing of their fiscal year. Sometimes it's when people transfer, which is this gentleman
Okay.
is transferring down there, and he has to be there before Christmas.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So if you're selling a home, what's the average, days on the market right now?
That is a good question. Our market last year, I think people were kind of used to, it's on the market a day and I have 3 offers. This year is a little bit different. We've been on the market 30 days,
Okay.
60 days. If you're priced right, you'll get an offer instantly. If you're not quite priced right,
Yeah.
it may take a little bit longer. And to have
Okay.
your house ready too.
Okay.
I always tell everybody it's like maybe deciding to go out that night to dinner and you want to make sure that you're dressed nice and clean shaven or have your makeup on. You want your home to be ready
Okay.
for buyers to come through.
Do you think it's always a good idea to fix your home up a little bit or build in maybe a what do they call that, like an allowance?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
People ask me that a lot.
Really?
Should I put in the new flooring? Should I put in the new paint? It really depends on the person. If they have that money that they
Yeah.
can spend for that flooring and for that paint, we know what buyers like.
Yeah.
If you want to take that time. But if you're living there, that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
So you got to move everything out. And so I think that's individual.
So every situation is a little bit different.
really is.
But you're there to help people make the right decision and walk them through the process.
Right, for sure.
That's great.
I want to be as upfront as I can and help them as best I can. And
Yeah.
take that stress off. Sometimes it's more stressful to have, I want to put this fresh paint in and this flooring. That some people just don't have that time or the money or the resources to do it. They need to up and go. Like one of my clients in Salem, they instantly moved to Cedar.
Left
Cedar
an empty
City.
house on the market.
Yeah, they're just gone.
Yeah.
They just had to leave really fast
Okay.
for jobs.
Sure.
So,
Makes sense.
yeah,
Cool.
good question though.
Another question for you. Tell me a bit about your involvement in the chamber. How's your membership in the chamber helped?
I've learned a lot. It's been good for me, helping with the Easter egg hunt, learning how the community works. I didn't realize really when I got in how it would help me to know where I buy tires, where I get my car fixed, where I shop at my sister's closet.
Nice.
Those kinds of things. It helped me to get to know the community, and I think it also helped me to have people see me in that light, in the sense of I don't know quite how to explain it. I think when you're vested in your community, you also want to give back more.
Yeah.
And people see that. They know that you know the area. Even though I raised my kids in Linden, I lived in Orem 8 years. I know the community really well. There's something about knowing that there's a new Mexican food restaurant that just came into town
Yeah.
and that you love it.
Sure.
Where we had our ribbon cutting the other day.
Yeah, Totocanos.
It was
Yeah.
so great.
Great food.
Such great food.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great. Well, hey, I really appreciate you joining us today. It was
you're
great having you
welcome.
on as a guest.
Thank you.
I'll see you at the board meeting next week, probably.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Hey, thanks for being with us. And coming up next on Chamber Today, we'll talk with Mike McKell of McKell, Thompson & Hunter. Stay with us. Welcome back to Chamber Today. Our next guest is Mike McKell of McKell, Thompson & Hunter. They're also a platinum member of Spanish Fork Salem Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for joining us today, Mike.
It's good to be here, and thank you for having me, Aaron.
Yeah, it's great to have you on the show. So you've been practicing law here in Spanish Fork for quite some time.
Yeah, so I became an attorney in 2005.
Okay.
I did a little bit of work over in Payson. I joined a firm in Provo, but in 2007 I decided, you know what, I don't want to commute. I've got a great community, so I set up a law firm here in Spanish Fork, and I've been here ever since.
Okay,
and I
great.
don't plan on leaving anytime soon. It's been fantastic.
Great. Where's your office at?
So our office is right next to Denny's, right off Highway 6, and we've been there since 2007.
Oh, great. So you've seen a lot of that growth happening out there
Yeah,
in
it's
north end of
incredible.
town?
It's incredible.
That's great.
Lots of accidents out front of our office. We
works.
do a fair amount of injury work, full disclosure, and,
Yeah.
and there's never a shortage of accidents out there. I hope people drive safe, but it does happen.
Yeah, yeah. So tell us a bit about the history of the firm.
Okay, so we started back in 2007. It was actually just me early on, and the firm has kind of evolved over the course of years. Right now we have 4 attorneys. So Mike McKell, me, I started the law firm, and we have Brittany Thompson. She lives up in Elk Ridge. She's a BYU graduate. We have Shani Hunter. Shani's actually been practicing the longest. She was a prosecutor over in Payson.
Oh, wow.
She does a lot of our divorce work and criminal defense work, and she's a BYU graduate as well. And then Aaron Wise is with the firm. He does a lot of criminal defense. He does a lot of criminal defense in southeast Utah. He has a contract in Moab.
Oh, wow.
He travels all over the place, but he's a very good attorney. He's been out since 2004. Brittany and I both graduated in 2005. So Brittany and I have been practicing for 14 years, which is the shortest in the office. So a fair amount of experience in our office.
Great. You mentioned some of the specialties that they've had experience in. So what are the services that you provide? What types of specialties if someone's needing some law help?
Right. Great question.
Yeah.
So a lot of the work that we do, we specialize in a lot of injury work. So I do a fair amount of injury work. We always work for the person who's been hurt. We don't work for the insurance company.
Okay.
So if you've been in a car accident, you had a slip and fall, workers' compensation claim, we do a lot of that work. So Brittany and I do a lot of that work. Shani Hunter, who is a former prosecutor, now does a lot of criminal defense work. She also does a lot of family law.
Okay.
We're seeing a trend where there's a really, really big need for those in that realm, whether it's custody or divorce, and she does a lot of that work. And Aaron does a lot of criminal defense, a lot of family work. We stay incredibly busy, but we're always willing to take on new challenges and new clients.
Okay, great. And you guys do a lot in the community as well. You've been a sponsor of the rodeo for quite some time.
We do, and we love the rodeo.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, we've been Gold Chute sponsors of the rodeo for the last 9 years.
Wow.
And Steve Money roped us into it years and years ago, and I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
I typically go about every night to the rodeo. I love it. It's been a great thing for my family, especially, and the firm, getting involved in the community. We love Spanish Fork, and we love the rodeo.
Yeah, you mentioned you're from Spanish Fork originally. Your family, though, longtime family of Spanish Fork?
Yeah, so I technically I grew up in Emery County, but my dad graduated from high school here.
Okay.
My grandpa graduated from high school here, and my grandpa, Mark McKell, is 101. He still lives here in Spanish Fork, and if you're down around 2nd East and 1st South and you see an old guy out there walking with a cane, he tries to get out and walk 8 to 10 blocks a day at 101. I don't know if he's the oldest resident of Spanish Fork, but he's got to be
At least
close.
one of them, yeah.
He's got to be one of them.
That's crazy. Yeah. Tell me a bit about your involvement, too, with the Chamber. How's that benefited your business?
It's been really positive. So years ago, probably around 2009, maybe 2010, I served on the Chamber board, and we've gotten involved in the Chamber. It was really good to get to know members of the community and create a lot of really good relationships. And it seems to me, as I look at the Chamber today, it just continues to grow and grow. I know we're platinum members, but I think we're on a list of 20 or 30 platinum members.
Correct.
So it's fun to see all of the support. The support from Spanish Fork City has been tremendous, and it seems to be getting stronger and stronger. So it's been really helpful to our business.
Yeah, and I think we're approaching almost 300 members now, so it's great.
It's crazy.
Yeah, especially with the growth in town here.
And good members doing good things in the community. It's been fun to see all of the involvement and all the activities. I know you probably already talked about it. We had a business summit. I thought that was really positive.
That was great.
It was a good event in town.
Yeah, and I think next year will only be bigger.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. We'll make sure I think you're probably on the Chamber board, so.
Yes, I am.
It's going to be up to you to make sure that happens.
Yeah, that'd be great. So, anything else you'd like to add today? Or?
No, just thank you for having us on. I mean, we appreciate the Chamber and all the good work that you do. We appreciate Spanish Fork City and the opportunity we have to do business in a really great community. We like what we do. I think you'll meet attorneys that don't necessarily like being attorneys. We like practicing law. We like what we do. We like helping those in the community. So if there's members of the community that need help, always give us a shot.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. And it's great to have the resources that we need here locally as well, so we don't have to travel. So,
Absolutely.
Great. Well, hey, thank you so much for being with us. Next, we'll talk with Brian Kessinger from the Utah Department of Workforce Development. That's coming right up on Chamber Today. Welcome back to Chamber Today. A very important partner with the local business community is the Department of Workforce Services. They offer so many services and opportunities for the community. Please welcome Brian Kessinger from the Utah Department of Workforce Services to the program. Thanks for joining us, Brian.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Great. So there's a lot of growth right now in Spanish Fork, and a lot of growth means a lot of jobs.
Yes, correct. We are blessed to have that Canyon Creek development, a lot of retail moving in, a lot of jobs. We have low unemployment rate. Basically, we're saying if anyone wants to work, you can go out and get a job right now.
That's great. And we even have an office here in Spanish Fork.
Yes, our office is just right across the street from the Super Walmart in that Canyon Creek development. So we're strategically located and easy to find and very accessible.
Yeah, great. So when people want to find a job or a new job, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys, or what's the process?
Yeah, so we have a website. It's jobs.utah.gov.
Okay.
And so a lot of times you can just 24 hours a day log in and build an online profile and put together an online resume, and immediately you can see jobs that you can apply for, and also employers on our website can see job resumes or applicants.
Okay.
And so this internet matching can occur immediately over the weekend as soon as you submit your profile. So you don't have to walk into the office, which makes it very convenient.
Oh, that's handy. Do it all from home.
Do it all from home.
Oh, that's great. And also as an employer, I know like years ago when I did HR for a company, we would actually go in and conduct our interviews in your office as well when we didn't have a location yet. Do you guys still see a lot of that happening?
Yeah, we do. We use our offices for any type of employer services.
Okay.
So an employer in the community can come and use our conference room for free.
Okay.
We have interview rooms. They can use our services as well. And just like the job seekers that are logging on online can build this online resume, the employers can also post their jobs online. And so you can create an employer account and search for job seekers and look at resumes and email them directly. So it's really beneficial that as an employer, the old way is posting a job and waiting for them to contact you.
Right.
But now through our web services, you can post a job, look at their resume, and reach out to the job seeker.
Oh, that's great.
And don't have to wait for them to call you. You can actually be a little bit more assertive and call them up and say, hey, you're looking for work. Guess what? I have a job opening. Come on in. We'll give you a job.
Oh, that's great. And you guys also do job fairs too, like when a large employer is coming to town. Because I know you guys had one recently for Lowe's.
Yeah, Lowe's, as you know, just moved to our community.
Yeah.
And they had 150 job openings.
Wow.
And we completed a large job fair for them.
Okay.
They were in our office for 2 weeks and taking walk-in interviews, and they absolutely love Spanish Fork. They've opened up, as you know, Lowe's is a national chain, and they open up stores all over the nation. And they said that this Spanish Fork store has been just a seamless, perfect process. And we have to contribute that to the community and the high skill of job seekers that we have. Spanish Fork is a wonderful place to live right now. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned the unemployment rate. It's like the lowest that I think I can even remember.
Yeah. Utah County unemployment rate is extremely low. Statewide, we're at 2.8%. Utah County is 2.6%.
That's insane.
To put that in perspective, our state economists say that anything under 4% is full employment.
Yes.
We're at 2.6 for the county. So basically, we're at full employment. So like I said before, if you want a job, you can go out and get a job. There's more job openings right now than we have job seekers looking for work.
Okay. So an employer should log in, set up a profile, so they can look for those people they need.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and job seekers as well. So it's like an online employment exchange. We have the job openings for the job seekers, and then and of course we have the employers that are trying to hire those job seekers.
Okay. So if you guys have upcoming job fairs for specific employers, how do you find out about those? Yeah,
it is posted on our website. Now, being a state government agency, we don't do a very well job. We don't do a good job in marketing. So we do rely on the chamber sometimes to send out some emails.
Okay.
But usually on our website there'll be some sort of announcement of job openings. But we could do a better job in marketing some of these events.
Okay. Do you have any information about how many open jobs we have in Spanish Fork, or at least the surrounding area, or any information about that?
You kind of put me on the spot.
Yeah, sorry.
With a computer in
Yeah.
a few seconds, I could give you that information.
Yeah.
Just a ballpark figure.
Yeah.
I would guess probably around 1,500 job openings right now.
Yeah.
So, and if you look at our regional area, which includes, kind of the surrounding counties, at any given time we have about 5,000 job openings, especially if you include Lehigh and the tech computer jobs.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I know, because as an employer here in the community, we employ about 35 people, and when we have openings, sometimes it takes a while to fill with the right person.
Yeah. Well, thank you for hiring 35 people. That's great. You're a good sized employer. Like I was talking to an employer the other day that has 3 job openings, and they've been open. They've had them listed for 4 months on our website. So 3 openings for 4 months, and you can't fill them. So it does take some time. If you're an employer, you kind of have to roll up your sleeves and go to work to find the right employee to hire.
Yeah, that's for sure. And you can also help employers with resources on how to interview, how to choose the correct candidate.
Yeah, we have some screening tips. We also have some hiring incentives for employers. So we have a couple wage reimbursement employers where we'll actually create a hiring incentive that if you hire someone that is having that maybe has some low skill deficiencies for a certain job, if they're eligible in our program, we'll actually pay you $3,000 to $5,000 to hire them.
Wow. Is that the work opportunity tax credit, or is that a different program?
Wow, you're well informed, Aaron. No, that's a different program. It's the on-the-job training program and the employer internship opportunity program. So we use acronyms, so it's OJT and EIO. And the work opportunity tax credit, that's more of a federal program when you submit with your taxes. But this is a state administrated program that we offer through our office.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's great with the internships especially, because I know we've had several interns, and we love to pay our interns.
Yeah.
I don't like the companies so much that don't.
No.
It's frustrating.
Thank you for employing and paying the interns. And so our state program will actually pay 100% of the wages for state-sponsored internships.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's really a good program. It's mostly designed for the disadvantaged youth. And without going into too much details, there's a lot of youth out there that kind of fall into the cracks and need a little bit of a help to get their first job and giving them work experience. And so we will kind of gather up these funds and programs and kind of dangle the carrot out to the employers and say, hey, hire this youth and give them some work experience, and we'll pay 100% of the wages.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that next time we have an opening.
Well, let's spend some state money.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Great. Well, I really want to thank you, Brian, for coming on the show today. It's great information. And coming up, we'll look at the calendar of events for November. More Chamber Today after this short message. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the upcoming events for the Chamber of Commerce. November 7th is Business of the Month recognition. More information will be available on the Chamber's website. November 20th will be the noon networking lunch. The Candy Bomber, Gail Halverson, and the new Air Museum will be featured. First-time visitors can attend free. At noon on the 21st of November, there will be a ribbon cutting for Learning Dynamics Preschool. The address is 1574 East Spanish Fork Parkway. Also on the 21st of November will be the Valley Visioning Workshop at the High Chaparral at the Fairgrounds starting at 6 p.m. And on November 29th will be the annual Winter Lights Parade from 100 North Main to 100 South. Please fill out your entry for the parade on the Chamber's website. For more information about these and other events, please visit our website at SpanishForkChamber.com. Thanks to our guests, Amy Lynn Gardner-Jones with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Mike McKell of McKell, Thompson & Hunter, and Brian Kessinger with the Utah Department of Workforce Services. Thank you also to the leadership of the Chamber of Commerce, Spanish Fork City, and Spanish Fork 17 for their support. We look forward to being with you again with a new edition of Chamber Today next month. Thanks for watching and supporting our local businesses.